Today on the channel, a good old-fashioned weather test of another backpack. Started to rain here, so we decided to take this sucker out to see what it could do. This is the Yeti Cayo, a brand new backpack they just came out with, combination of some of their other bags. They say it's water resistant. I'm testing this out today. I actually think it's waterproof for 99% of you and 99% of use cases. What do I mean, and what is the difference between this water resistant and what I'm calling waterproof backpacks? Let's take it into the studio where it's not so rainy and take a look. All the features that they put into the Cayo, 3 different sizes of this. This is the 25 liter. They've got a 15 and a 35 liter. Let's get into it. So we're back inside, all dried off from our little excursion in the rain, and they both held up beautifully. Really, like, no moisture makes it inside the bags under most conditions. Now let's just start right off the top with water resistant versus waterproof. The Panga, the Yeti Panga backpack, which is submersible waterproof, is different than this. 28 liters for that pack, only one size. The Cayo comes in 3 sizes, again, a 15 liter, 25, and also a bigger 35 liter. The main difference is the zippers they use on this bag are Aqua Guard, PU coated zippers, not the Aqua Seal zippers that would definitely prevent any sort of moisture. The second thing that really makes this thing not submersible is both of these bags and the 35 liter have this little hydration exit port. Now that is definitely the water intrusion point if you were to submerge this bag or, squirt a hose up there onto this little seal. This one has the same thing. So that is why they're not submersible. What's the difference between these zippers and, say, the other ones? Well, here's a Prometheus design, Aqua Seal zippers. Much harder to manipulate because they're sealing things up on the bag. Panga has the same style of zippers. So the problem with going, or basically making some trade-offs with this bag, it's really not a problem. But the reason you go with a little less water-resistant zippers is because of the ease of use. So much easier to use this style versus those Aqua Seals. So you gotta get the best of both worlds for 99% of the use cases, 99% of the people that want a more water resistant bag. Living in Seattle, living in a tropical climate, doing something on the water, whether paddleboarding or canoeing, kayaking, where you want something that's going to keep things dry, at the same time where you want an ease of use and where you might want to use a hydration bladder. So here hydration bladder, you can run it, there's a place to hang it, I'll show you that in a second. Run it out of here and then attach it or run it through these loops to have access to the front. Anyway, let's walk through some of the other features, but I wanted to talk about water resistancy versus waterproofness and why these are really on the higher end of water resistance, just because of the material that they chose for the external bag, the fact that it's RF sealed everywhere, RF welded, and you just have a very nice PU coated zippers. Now, externally, we have these very nice attachment webbing here for accessories. Some of the other Yeti accessories would attach onto the front of any of these bags, or you just put carabiners on there, attach things when you're on the go on the outside of the bag. We have a top pocket on the front of these, and that is a great place for, in this case, I just got a packable jacket in there, for when it starts to really rain, put another layer on there. On this side, I just have a first aid kit on the top of that one. I also have in here, and I gotta say this before I forget, both of these come with sternum straps and hip belts. Not weight-bearing hip belt styles, but more keep it attached to you. Again, if it's raining, it's slippery, maybe you're off angle doing some things, you want to keep this attached to your body and not flying all over the place. They come with a hip belt already included, solidly built for both bags. Again, big top pocket for those quick on-the-go items. We have a second front pocket, water bottle pocket, which is really, really cool on the front. Now, the 25 liter fits up to this 36 ounce Yeti insulated bottle. Fits it in there perfectly. It is separate from the rest of the bag with this nice waterproof material, so you could, also use this as, I got some wet socks, I got some wet something, I'm going to put it in here and keep it separate from the inside of the rest of the bag. But I just wanted to point out that this 36 ounce Yeti is about the biggest you'd want to fit in there, both in girth and height, for getting inside that zipper. Since we're talking about it, this one's got a little bit shorter zipper, so really I have my 18 ounce Yeti in here, but it is not easy to get in and out, so you really kind of have to work it. It's a little tight, but I just wanted to show you the 18 ounce Yeti does fit in the 15 liter size Cayo. That is cool, but again, you just might want to go a little bit shorter, something like a small Nalgene, because of just ease of getting it in and out. So there you go. Front zippers, both on each case. There's no other, except for the main zippers, external compartments. So the main difference between the shorter, smaller 15 and the two larger bags is some additional handles. Both sides have handles on it with some additional loops for you to clip stuff and a nice top mid-mounted handle. They also have the rear handle, which is the same as on this 15 liter. Cool. Both these bags have shoulder straps, webbing, attached things. Comes with a sternum strap, which is nice. Glad they do that. And again, like I already said, these little flaps are for the hip belt. Nice, sufficiently padded and wide. These are different than some of their other designs. There's no load lifters, not really. This is a simple carry things into the water, out of the water, or around, outside when you're getting wet, on your bike, commuting. There's lots of ways this bag would be useful for a lot of people. Back panel is this it's very comfortable and breathable. So the water that is drenching you should drain through without soaking your back, although you're going to get wet everywhere if you're using this bag. All right, that's that. The bottom, nothing to really report. No different material there. Pro tip with these AquaGuard PU coated zippers is the fact that you will definitely not want to have them on the top if it's definitely raining, so put them on the side. Just let the PU coating do its thing and leave the water intrusion point on the side. They are lockable on both. Actually, just the bigger bag, the smaller one, they're not lockable, but again, solidly built. What else can I tell you about the external part? Again, the handle differences. The 35 liter is very similar to the 25. And inside, as we open this bag, it goes mostly clamshell. You can clamshell this thing open, but it is, because based off the material, just not easy to totally fold open. In here, I just had some soft packing cubes and a rumple blanket, just because when I was on the rain, I wanted to see if these were going to get wet, and they are dry. So that's cool. Now, the back panel of both these bags is similar. We have a nice stretch mesh big pocket, which is designed to carry and restrain your hydration bladder up to, I think, 2 liters, it says, according to their website. This has a nice little clip for you to stick your hydration bladder in there, hang it, and then run the hose out through this little opening, and then keep it in that pocket. We have 2 other drop-in pockets for just other accessories that you might have, and then that's it. It does, like I said, clamshell. On the front part, we just have this nice little branding, tells you what it is, the Cayo 25 liter, and a nice little internal zip pocket, things that you might, maybe this is where your cell phone goes as you get on the canoe, other electronics up behind the bag, just in case some water did happen to get in here. It wouldn't be sitting on the bottom. So that's pretty cool. Again, RF seal, just really well done on the inside. Going to keep things super dry. Now this one, my little brother, is the same. Got some other packing cubes, which are maintained. They are dry on the inside. We have the same stretch mesh in the back, hydration, port, hanger, drop pockets, separate things, and then a front pocket, just like we had over here. So functionally the same, just dimensionally different. So I'll put those dimensions up right now. 15, 25, and then I'll just put, imagine the 35 liter is over here. I didn't have that one. They sent me these two for test and evaluation. I wanted the smaller one because this is kind of like around town, quick grab and go when you're gonna get wet. And then you got your big boy for your all-day adventures, and then family style 35 liter, go big or go home. So that's the Cayo, super cool. Again, use it in environments where we're gonna be wet. They also sent me these, they're packing cubes, small, medium, and large, which are very solidly built out of a ripstop material. What's cool about them is they're, again, solidly Yeti quality built. They have a top opening. They have a vent along the bottom, so when things get wet, it'll air out a little bit. And they also have a, you might call it an expansion. I'm going to call it a compression zipper. So it does allow it to expand to a larger capacity size, or it allows you to pack it up in this larger size and then zip it all the way around, which just helps compress it for packing. So small, medium, large packing cubes, no other dividers in here, just solidly built. Great options for the Yeti brand. Again, Yeti, there's not a loop in here, so you can't put another patch on there, but those are cool. Like them. So what are my thoughts? What are my thoughts on the Cayos, the 25 and the 35 liter? They are solidly built, definitely good for outdoor activities. They kind of seal everything up. Other styles of bag have flaps and other things, just kind of encapsulates everything. Encapsulates it all in one place. I do like the breathable back panel. I think this is a great size. It's got a great shape to it and some sufficiently wide and padded straps. I think it looks good. It definitely looks very on brand for Yeti, and at the same time it definitely has a lot of function to it, which is really, really cool. The zipper choice, I think, is a nice hybrid. Again, if you're gonna go full submersible, this is not the pack for you, but for most people, this is gonna be all you need. Again, 99%, these are just my numbers personally, just because of the way this thing is designed. You really, if you wanted full submersible packs, again, look at the Panga, but you're really gonna struggle with the zippers. But if you just want a great do-it-all hybrid, this is a great option. Check out the Cayo. 15, 25, and imaginary 35 liter. That's it. So there you go. That's the Cayo, the brand new backpack from Yeti. It is waterproof for almost everything you're going to do, except for that one water intrusion point where the hydration bladder would come out. You're not going to get any water into this for most of your use cases, so take advantage of that. Go to the beach, take it on a whitewater rafting trip, a canoe trip, or just, get it in the rain. Anyway, hope you like this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We're gonna get inside where it's dry and enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. See ya.